My name's Dylan, and this is my wife, Courtney.
Hey.
We travel around the world and we record our adventures along the way, and if you enjoy this video, consider leaving us a like and subscribing to the page. So obviously the cost of doing full-time RV living is going to vary from person to person, especially when it comes to your truck and your camper. You have your Class A, Class B, Class C, and all three of those vary in price pretty tremendously. I'm not going to go over your truck or your camper payment, so you're going to have to do that part of the math on your own because it's going to be just too wide of a spectrum depending on what you have. And I also just want to reiterate that these are the monthly payments of what we do when you're already settled. So not the travel expenses or anything like that. First and foremost, you have your gas, and I'm talking gas for your truck. So I typically budget about $100 a week for my truck and gas. So that's about $400 a month in gas. Obviously gas is also going to be kind of a variable, so that'll be something that you have to do the math depending on what kind of vehicle you drive. Our truck is kind of a gas guzzler. It also depends on the gas price in your area. So in our current area, it's about $4 a gallon, which is kind of outrageous. So it's really just going to depend on the area that you're currently at.
The second thing on our list that we're going to talk about is groceries. So we budget $200 a week on groceries. And I know that seems like a lot, but I do have a special diet. I have celiac disease, so we vouch gluten-free.
She does, I do not. So next up on the list is propane. And obviously propane is one of those things that's pretty much essential for camping. It's what you use for your heat, it's what you use to heat up your water, it's also used to your stove, and if you have an outdoor stove or anything like that. Our fifth wheel is equipped with two 30-pound tanks. We typically go through about one tank per month, and we ended up charging about $40 to fill up that one 30-pound tank.
We do have a tankless hot water heater, and I do take really long hot showers.
Yes, she does.
But we did receive a pro tip recently to check out Tractor Supply for your propane tank refills or switch outs. It's a lot cheaper, it's cost effective.
Another tip is if you're using propane for your cooking, you can also save a little bit on your propane by using the grills that are located on the resort. So a lot of times these resorts will have like shower houses and stuff like that. So you can actually use the shower house to save on your heating for your water, or use the propane from their grills and just grill out.
The next thing on our list is laundry. We set aside $10 a week for laundry, which seems like a lot, but it depends on the facility that's closest to you and how much they charge.
Alright, so obviously your place to stay is going to be like the majority of your budget. So where we're currently staying, it's about $400 a month, and it, in my opinion, is like one of the better locations around. Another tip that I would give you is if you're staying for a couple of weeks, always ask them what their monthly rates are, because sometimes the monthly rate is actually cheaper than even a couple of weeks. And even if you don't plan on staying the whole month, you might end up wanting to stay a few extra days past your couple of weeks, but getting that monthly rate, you're actually saving a little bit of money on your total budget. And then also one of the variables that go into whatever you're going to pay for your resort cost is going to be the amenities that they have. So for instance, like ours has a shower house, the grills, swimming pool, hot tub, and stuff like that. All that's going to go into your overall cost, but at the same time, you know, they have the shower house and the grills and the gym, so that's stuff that you're actually going to be saving money on if you use those amenities, where you're not having to use as much propane or you're not having to use as much electric by going and using the facilities that they offer. Another thing that's kind of just a constant variable is your electric. So obviously it's going to depend on what time of year, how much of your heat you're running, how much of your air conditioner you're running. We average about $150 a month in electric, and that's if we're running two air conditioners during the day, or if we're gone for the day, I'll keep both air conditioners on because we do have animals inside, and just in case one of those goes out, I want to make sure there's a backup running, you know, just in case. I don't want our animals, you know, to get overheated or anything like that.
Next up is RV insurance. You want full-timers insurance. You don't want to skimp out. You want to make sure that you're fully covered. And I did a lot of research. Progressive insurance is the best.
Progressive full-timers insurance is what it's called.
Full-timers.
Definitely recommend it. It's amazing. And it's pretty cheap. I think it's only like we pay $105 a month for full-timers insurance. And it covers like everything. Like you can look at most people's different insurance. It's like it's more of like a car insurance, even though you're living in it full-time. Well, the cool thing with progressive full-timers is it literally covers it as if it's a house. So it's 100% worth it. Look into it. It's amazing. The last thing on the list is our home internet, and a good internet to do on the go. So we've done tons of research, mainly her, and she looked at a lot of forums, and most people obviously go with Starlink, which I have nothing against Starlink, but for our personal case, we feel like the T-Mobile home internet box is like the best, hands down. Another great thing about it is you're going to be paying $1,000 plus easy for Starlink, whereas the T-Mobile hotspot or the T-Mobile home internet box, you're paying about $35 to get the device, and then you're paying a flat rate $50 per month for unlimited service. So overall, it's really not too expensive to live full-time RV. Like I said, minus the truck and minus our camper, we're paying a little less than $2,000 a month, and every 3 months we travel to a new location. And like I said, we do record all of our adventures, so if this video helped you out and you want to check out some of our other content, we'd appreciate if you drop a like on the video and subscribe to our page.